And we are live. What's going on, YouTube? You are live with Trucker Jim. But actually, nobody's live yet. We are waiting on people to come in. Actually, I was going to move it to the back, but let's see. While we're waiting on everyone to come in, we'll talk about cell phone holders. This is the kind that I've been using. I actually, the piece that broke, well, it's not on here yet. And the thing that's holding but I've had three of these. I had one in my Chevy, which that one's actually. Wait a minute. I did get the one out of the Chevy. All right. Never mind. I can't take it back here. Can everybody hear me okay? What's up, Yukon? How are you, buddy? And Riverboat Captain saying ahoy. Yeah, but I've been kind of just looking at new phone holders, and I don't think I like really any of them more than I do the trucker tough like this, but the little piece that kind of holds your phone up because I'm always grabbing mine out, grabbing it out, and well, the piece broke. The mount itself is just fine. I like the ones personally that stick on the dash, so it's close instead of on the windshield because it's far. Can I get a thumbs up on that? But anybody that has like a super duper phone holder, GPS mount, sometimes they're called, if you have your big plus phones, let us know in the comments. But my personal favorite is this design, which I have not been able to find in any of the truck stops recently. The last few times I've got these, I was able to get them on sale. I think they were clearing them out. But right here, it'll break somewhere in there. But like this one that I'm always doing my live videos and things, check it out. It's stuck on the ceiling up here. Just suction cup there. And now I can stick it on here. And you can move it around. You can do it in whatever mode. So how is everyone? It's Friday. Today's payday. I hadn't even checked the bank account yet. Sometimes I have like little surprise deposits, like when truck drivers decide to come to GMP and tell them Trucker Jim sent them and all that, and they get assigned a truck. Well, most of the time I'm actually completely in the loop of it, but sometimes the person doesn't so much reach out to me, and we don't have dialogue, so I don't really know it's coming, and it just happens. But if I had to bet, that's probably not going to happen today because I would probably know about it if it was. But I hear there's a couple of boys from Abbeville, either at GMP right now or starting next week. I hadn't talked with Josh or Chris lately, but actually I know both of these guys. We're about the same age, grew up in the same, in the early '90s, late '80s kind of time frame. So that's cool. And they were team driving with another company in Greenville that's I think going out of business for whatever reason, or maybe bought out by some. I don't know the whole story, but they're supposed to be coming here, and I believe Carlos's brother Oscar is coming to GMP. So that's pretty cool. Hopefully, I think Kentucky's doctor's appointment actually went okay. They don't seem to be, tripping too hard and overly concerned. It's a heck of a surgery, especially with the facial reconstruction that Kentucky's going to have. But I believe he's working with a group of doctors that can handle that. So hopefully Kentucky will be getting back in his own truck in the next few days and get back on the road because his next doctor's appointment I think is about 3 weeks away. Well, it's 3 weeks, a couple of days ago anyway. We got a question coming in from Scooter. It says, been looking for seat cushions for my truck to help my back. Truckers have said the purple cushion is the best. Do you use any seat cushions or recommend any? I don't use a seat cushion in this new seat. However, I used to use one. It was one, man, I can't even remember the name of it. This company had sent me to try out, and I ended up giving it to Elvis, but it was great. Um, Elvis, hey man, if you're on here watching this, what's that seat cushion called? I've mentioned it in a video, but it was back in season 3 sometime, maybe during the when I was doing the 33 straight days of vlogging. Hmm. Anybody else know? But yeah, sometimes especially like this seat I've got in the LT is pretty decent seat. And the seats I have in the Chevy High Country, they're great seats. So I personally got where I don't use seat cushions anymore. But like in Kenny Wayne, my old KW, which that one, I don't know, it had like 400,000 miles on it. It had a lot of asses sitting in it over the course of its life, and the seat felt wore out. So the seat cushion, it was nice. It was good on the hip bone, the back, but it was kind of one of those memory foam, the purple one that you mentioned. I'm not exactly sure of, but I think something that's like more of a memory foam instead of just like a pillow to sit on would probably give you better results. Let's see when we got hey Jim, Friday to you from Maverick Glass Division. All right, OTR. I'm out here in Carlton, Michigan, waiting to start my live load. All right, doing the flatbed. Man, I think about doing flatbed again sometimes myself. And then I kind of look at the numbers that I was making with flatbed versus what GMP pays here without, with drive-in, no-touch freight. And I don't know. I hadn't got motivated to make a move. You know what I mean? But I did like it while I was doing it. But after getting comfortable with my current situation, I don't know if I want to do it again. But I have been working out, guys, and I feel really good. Okay, yeah, like before I was striving, I want to work out 3 times a week, and then I'd work out none. I don't know if anybody can relate with me on that, but working out 3 times a week would be a great thing. Well, last week, I really just on a whim, I was like, I need to take a shower. I could take a shower at a truck stop, or I could take a shower, when I get back to the terminal because I got back Friday night for Easter weekend. Or hell, I can go get a workout in for, 30 minutes or something like that, and then take a shower at Planet Fitness. And that's what I did. And then Sunday, now you guys know Misty and I, we're not together anymore or anything, but we don't have bad blood with each other at all. And she was having a big Easter like dinner, having friends and family come over and everything. And I wasn't planning on going to that, being her ex and everything, but she had a lot to like prepare to get ready for. So I said, hey, would you like for me to come by and help? Because, Sunday morning, I really don't have anything going on. So that's what I did. Well, when I got there, she wasn't there. And I thought through my mind, okay, I could call and say, where you at? Or I could sit, down with my notebook and, jot down some ideas on the movie that my purpose is to make. Um, or I could go maybe get a quick workout in, get on the elliptical, and then she'll call me when she gets back, and I'll go. So I did, and I think I only made it like 12 minutes, but it was an intense 12 minutes on the elliptical. And I was watching a YouTube video because I found before when I went in there, I hate being on like stationary equipment. I don't enjoy it. Now I know some people will be on an elliptical or treadmill or something for an hour. I don't like that personally. Uh, I don't. But I said, okay, well, I still need to do it. So the fact that I just don't like it ain't enough reason for me not to do it because of the benefits. So outweigh it. So I was like, well, I'll find some kind of inspirational, motivational, educational YouTube video that's around 20, 22 minutes long, something like that, maybe 30. And I'll watch that and I'll just happen to be moving while I watch it. Boom. Well, I was doing it. She called it like 12, 15 minutes. I just started working up a sweat and I left. But that's two sort of workouts. And then Monday, uh, I was back at work and I had to run and do a Volvo road, come back, and then I was to pick a Michelin load up to head out that I couldn't deliver to the next day. And in the middle of that, I was like at Greer, I'm like, shit, let me go get a workout in. So then I went to 9 rounds. This is a kickboxing, like stationary workout place. It's awesome. Um, and I got a 30-minute workout in, and I was absolutely drenched in sweat. And I'd used every muscle in my body doing punch, jabs, uppercuts, kicks, all this stuff. It was great. And it was free. It was a trial. I'd stopped by there a few weeks ago, and the guy D'Angelo's continued to follow up with me about getting a membership there. And let's see, today is Friday, but yesterday, kind of the same scenario I had where I could take a break there at the Greer terminal, which is where I picked this load. I'm waiting to. I'm here. I'm just waiting for them to call me in to. I don't think it's going to be a live unload. I think it's going to be a drop and hook, but their trailer's a mess. But anyway, I went and got another workout in at the 9 rounds. I still hadn't joined, but it's $20 for like just a walk-in visit, and it's only 30 minutes. And like I get these text messages from them. They say you're still burning calories like way on into the day, like when you're sleeping when you get a workout so good. But so that's Friday, Sunday, Monday, Thursday. That's come on, let's do that again. Friday, Sunday, Monday, Thursday. That's 4 times in a week. Boom. Better than three. So yeah, I'm excited about that. And the cool thing about that, for me anyway, and I know most of the people watching this are truck drivers. Maybe you're sitting at a dock right now too, or maybe you're driving down the road. I don't know. But with me, it started with avoiding bad food, okay? Which is mainly stuff with a bunch of sugar in it. That was the first step for me, is breaking my addiction to sugar and processed junk food. That was the first thing to stop doing that. So, in the process of stopping doing that, you got to ask yourself, okay, well, what am I going to do? For me personally, I make my coffee in the mornings, put, the stuff that I put in it, and the rest of the time, what's up, young blood? Um, I drink water. I know some people, I need flavor. I gotta dump some shit in my water because I don't know, for some reason I'm too good to just drink plain water. But I don't think like that. And the sodas or the Gatorades or the Powerades or the fruit juice or the sweet tea and stuff like that, it all has sugar in it. That's one of the things I want to avoid. So I don't do that anymore. I know many people do. But that was the first thing for me. And now it start when you do that, and the low carb. Me personally, I dropped a lot of weight, and it was from like all over my body. Like even I noticed my feet and my ankles look a little different than they did this time last year. Before they were, more swollen and fat looking. Now not so much, and then also, in the face, that's an area, and then how much gut hangs over and stuff on the side, but all that starts getting better. And for me personally, I just started having a lot of freaking energy, and it's hard to just sit there and not do shit when you're actually feeling good and you have energy. So the working out. But here's the advantage of when you actually, for truck drivers, maybe a thing might just be to go for a walk around, the truck stop a few times. These things. Like this is a 15-pound kettlebell, and these things kind of cost more than you want them to. This is probably 20, 25 bucks, something like that. Like 35-pound ones and things, they can get up to $80, things like that. But having these in the truck just to do movements, like right here, I can feel this in my triceps, arms. I can feel it in my shoulders, the top part of my chest, and then I can feel it in my core. In my stomach. Just simple little movements like this, or you can do all kind of things with a kettlebell. However you want to move me. One arm And you, and I really like the design of the kettlebell for the truck. You don't really trip over this as much as you do dumbbells, which I've got some dumbbells under the bunk, but I don't use them very often, mainly because they're up under the bunk. They're hard to get to. And with dumbbells, I just used to have these, I don't know, little fearful visions if like something happened and my truck did roll or some kind of, strange movement, this flying dumbbell like cracking my head. So I don't really like having the dumbbells in here. But my kettlebell, I don't have fears of getting smacked with a kettlebell. I guess that could do damage too. But when you actually start doing some kind of exercising, it's good for my brain. And that's while I'm actually doing it. Well, for multiple reasons. It's fun once you get started. It gives you a sense of empowerment because you're doing it when other people would just say, I'll watch a YouTube video instead. Instead of doing something else. No offense for you guys that are watching a YouTube video. But it just seems like you get more done. And especially if you put some thought into what you want to do. I'm going through what I call a goal reassessment. And for you guys that don't know, I'm not currently actively making videos for the G&P channel. That's put on pause. So since that time I was like doing that, I'm not devoting to it. And that was a big part of my goals that I had set for the beginning of the year. What did I think I don't know, plan on putting like 55 or something. I had like 22 and we're on. But anyway, I'm doing some goal reassessment right now. And I don't know how many of you set goals at the beginning of the year, but sometimes things change and you got to step back, look at it a little differently, and assess goals. I don't have all mine put together right now. It may take me till the end of the second quarter, till June, before I have them fine tuned, crystal clear, the goals I want. But I have put the categories of goals. Now, one we've kind of mentioned is health and fitness goals. I'm going to be lean, have good endurance, and also the way I eat. I'm really striving. I'm doing pretty good at this of having fasting periods, at least 12 hours of fasting each day. But really, what I strive for is 16 hours of fasting. So what that means, I'll have, by following this, an 8-hour eating window for each day. For me, it tends to be around 2 o'clock in the afternoon to about 10 o'clock at night. So what that means, I mean, I really eat anything I want during that time. Now I'm a little more conscious. I don't like to really have a whole lot of bread, pasta, sugary stuff, things like that. But I'm personally not a calorie counter and all this. I tried, but I'm not good at it. But I am good at knowing what time it is, even though I do change time zones from time to time. But the hard part is going till 2 o'clock without eating anything. And yesterday I didn't. It was about 1 o'clock when I finally had lunch. But I didn't. I stopped eating at like 9 o'clock. So depending, you can alter it slightly, but this is kind of just the guidelines that I've set up. But along with exercise and having fasting periods, that's good for my brain. And I don't know if I've told you guys this, but you'll probably hear it again. Is I'm going to make a freaking movie, my movie. Instead of asking, hey, can I audition for your movie? No, I'm going to make a movie and you can audition for mine. It's going to take a while before that's happening. And the first step of it, before I can get started on what I'm truly passionate about, which is making this movie, first I've got to write a script or a book, a novel. I've got to get actually the story down so I have something I can say, here, check this out. And that scares the bejesus out of me because I don't have, I could think of all of these reasons why I ain't gonna write a script, like I never have before. Or I'm a truck driver and I'm driving all over the place all the time, work, 14, 16 hours a day. And then this YouTube channel, I could think of all of these reasons why it won't happen, but the heck with that. All I need is one reason why I'm going to. And and I've got a few books that I'm reading on. This one I'm rereading. This one is absolutely insanely powerful if you want to change your life. It's called Think and Grow Rich. And before, obviously, as far as financially, I today, at time of this recording, compared to like other successful Americans anyway. Now compared to like the rest of the world population, I'd say I am rich. But I'm not. But this is Think and Grow Rich. And before, I can't really I did not have a definite purpose. And on page 42 of Think and Grow Rich, I'm going to share this with you guys, okay? There's 6 things. It said the method by which desire for riches can be transmuted into its financial equivalent consists of 6 definite practical steps. Okay, what this is, if the, there's 6 steps. If you want to be whatever, we'll say rich, here's how you do it. This isn't the, this is similar to definiteness of purpose. But any kind of goal, knowing what you want, that's the first step. But let me share these with you. First, fix in your mind the exact amount of money you desire. It is not sufficient merely to say, I want plenty of money. Be definite as to the amount. There is a psychological reason for definiteness, which will be described in a subsequent chapter. Mine's 5 million. Second, determine exactly what you intend to give in return for the money you desire. There is no such reality as something for nothing. Third, establish a definite date when you intend to possess the money you desire. Got to have timelines. Fourth, create a definite plan for carrying out your desire and begin at once, whether you are ready or not to put this plan into action. Fifth, write out a clear, concise statement of the amount of money you intend to acquire. Name the time limit for its acquisition. State what you intend to give in return for the money and describe clearly the plan through which you intend to accumulate it. Got all that, guys? And the 6th one, and this is what's going to make it happen. Read your written statement aloud twice daily, once just before retiring at night and once after arising in the morning. As you read, see and feel and believe yourself already in possession of the money. Good stuff, right? That's Think and Grow Rich. Visualization is key. But also, I've got financial goals here. One of my big ones, and this is crazy that it worked out this way, but it's save weekly and okay, 5 million to retire. But the save weekly, I had a crazy little situation where my checking account got bought by another bank. Instead of being Wells Fargo, it became Flagstar. And man, it threw me for a freaking loop with the habit of saving money. Prior to that, I had, and in books like this, one of the phrases you'll hear often is pay yourself first. And I was so good at that. When I got, on Friday mornings when, my deposit goes into the bank, I would look at it and, I kind of know what I got to pay and what I'm working with. But the first thing I do is decide how much I'm going to put in my savings account. There was weeks where heck I couldn't put but $25, but there'd be other weeks I might put 500 or 700 in savings. Just depends on what's going on. But doing that, and I tell you, that savings and balance, boom, 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 just kept growing over time. My goal was to have $10,000 in there, and I'd got it a little over 8,000, and then that thing happened. And what happened is my checking account was no longer on my app that I opened up, which before, the way I did that, I just did a simple transfer to the savings account. If I need to pay the credit card, I could pay that from the checking. And now with checking, like over to this other one, it's got me out of sorts, and I broke my habit of saving money. And that savings account. Now I did make a few purchases during Christmas, and I used a down payment when I bought the high country, and and I used you know pretty much all of the savings over the course of a few months, and wasn't putting any in, and it really got me out of sorts with that. But I'm actually got a tax return that should be in soon, and so what I'm going to do is open another checking account with Wells Fargo. I'm going to still keep the other one intact because currently, my I've got several, my main paycheck, but Google and a couple other little deposits that I get all go into that account, and I've got a few auto drafts come out of that. But once I have the new one, I can slowly make the transition for getting everything set up the way I want to. Change where, my GMP deposit anyway goes to the Wells Fargo, which is where the savings is. So I can get back on track with paying myself first and saving money every single week. Because you don't want to spend everything you make. You don't want to, if you get paid on Friday, you don't want to be broke on Thursday. That just ain't no way to live. It ain't. It causes me stress. I don't ever want to be that way again. But also, so I've got health and fitness and financial goals that I'm in the process of reestablishing now. That I don't know how many of you guys care, but I'll be sharing them in an upcoming video. But also spiritual and well-being goals. One thing I've made it a point to do, and I hadn't really talked about this, but I've been doing this for a while, is I say thank you a lot. Now, if I have an opportunity to say thank you to a real live person that's in front of me that did something nice, like let me in the gate or whatever, I say thank you, thank you, thank you. Also, texting, that when somebody comes back, thank you. But also when I don't know, I'm doing anything else and just observing beauty in front of me, or realize how fortunate I am to be an American that's alive in 2019, I'll say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Whether I'm saying it to God, to the universe, or whatever, but the words thank you come out of my mouth probably at least 50 times a day, on any given day. And each time I do say thank you, I personally feel microscopically better than I did before with each and every thank you. It feels a little better. If you don't believe me, try it. Say thank you 50 times today. Probably be a pretty good day, because I believe it helps keep you in the mind of that attitude of gratitude, or just, a thankful heart. And if there's things that you recognize, and you appreciate, and you have gratitude for, I believe you're going to attract more of those same things into your life. And also it works the opposite of that. But also relationship goals. And I'm not saying relationship goals is I got to go out and, get another girlfriend right away just because I don't know, I can't be by myself. No, I'm not saying that. My intention is I'm probably going to be by myself, for a while. It ain't something I'm trying to rush, but I do want to be a giver in all the relationships I do have. I want to encourage, and this is something sometimes I'm good at, but definitely not all the time, is be a good listener for the for people that's in my life that I care about, is listen to them. Realize it ain't all about me. One of my I need to write this down in here, is always being aware of ego. That for like a person that's wired like me, that can be a downfall, is letting your ego, think you're too damn, important, and everybody, I don't know, cares about you, but yeah, ego. That's something that here, let me write that down. Ego, and then also purposeful goals. Just like he talks about, if you want to accumulate money, well, first say, well, how much money you talking about? Just say, I want to have some money. There ain't no passion behind that. There's no clarity to it. So that's why that person's ass is always going to be broke. You got to get specific with what you want. But purpose goals, mine is to make a movie. And my intention, it's going to be extremely personable, and just some parts of my life that are, I don't know, I don't know if I want to use the word haunting, but that I've struggled with emotionally. I'm going to explore all of these emotions in the writing of this script. And my father is going to be the main character of this movie. Is telling parts of his story. Not that it's going to be necessarily a documentary biography. My intention is I'm going to at least play two of him. My intention, and I'm in the outlining, planning stages of this right now. I haven't actually started writing the script because I want to talk to a few more people and hear a few more stories from somebody's perspective besides just my own, of my dad, some of his cousins, my mom, his ex-wife, his best friend's wife, um, and kind of get my timelines together. But my intention, anyway. Now, as this builds, and say if it takes 10 years before I'm done with this script and we're getting to the point where we have financing to make the movie, and maybe then, if it takes that long, I can't play. Like middle-aged James and old wheelchair James. I know I'm not going to be able to play young going in the Marine Corps James. We'll have to find some kind of actor. But see, I don't I don't personally think I look like my dad. Some people tell me I do, especially since I started growing face hair because he always had a big bushy ass mustache. But he has had green eyes, and mine are brown as brown can be. But making the movie, but there's a huge thing that comes but before that, figuring out how to do that is, well, I've got a lot to learn between now and that comes to fruition. But writing the script is it comes first, and that's actually why I'm starting to work out and to eat the way I do, to keep my mind sharp and keep creativity flowing. Because you get a lot of ideas, when you're working out or after a workout state, just because I don't know, there's more blood moving around or oxygen. I don't know the exact science of it, but it is good stuff. All right, that's my rant. Let's go to the comments, if we got any. Well, I see we only got 9 thumbs ups. I'm not going to scroll all the way to the bottom, all right? I see Yukon. Why'd you run her off? Um, get some suspension straps. You can get them at Walmart, tied to the back of your trailer and do some hit suspension straps. What are those? I do have I don't think these are suspension straps, but this thing that's tied to my seat belt up here that I could do a few things. I only can really do this arm when I'm driving. Well, I guess I can pull it across. But suspension straps. Give me a little more details on maybe on the like this isn't gonna go on much longer. I'm waiting for him to come get me any minute now. But maybe put a picture of what you're talking about in the uploaded version of this video after it's not live. We got the lone wolf. All right, lone wolf is back home. Back home in San Antonio, if I believe. Is that right, lone wolf? I know the wife and the kitties are happy. Any trucking vids coming on the channel? Any trucking vids coming on mine? I don't know. Maybe. You guys like the trucking videos? I'm finding out y'all do like the trucking videos. And anything it seems like that I do that's outside of trucking, you guys like, what are you trying to talk about goals for, Jim? I want some trucking videos. I ain't gonna make no promises on that. Well, I can pretty much promise there will be some more trucking videos. I don't know when there will be more drone videos. I went to that place I was talking about. It's called Gizmo Bar. Is the name of it in downtown Greenville. But the guy that apparently fixes drones wasn't there, and I don't know. Uh, I'm not. Maybe after I talk to him, but I still have the drone in my possession. I may have to mail it off to the people I did before, or mail it off to DJI to get it fixed. Yeah, but the trucking videos. Now, just so y'all know, there's at least 300 trucking videos already on this channel. It's in playlist season 1, season 2, season 3. You will actually like if you watch some of the first season and then, some of the first part of the second season and the latter part of the second season and third piece and fourth season, there's a definite evolution that has went on. Now, in the early ones, there was absolute just raw enthusiasm towards everything trucking because I was experiencing all of this stuff for the first time. Now, little disclaimer: a lot of the things I say in season one, eh, ain't quite right here and there. There's some misspeaks and information I would not say it the same way now as I did back then. And also, I was just using a cell phone all the way through it, the film, edit, upload, all the way through. And as time went on, my gear started changing, and then the software I use to edit, and I don't know, different styles of editing. It's evolved. You know what I mean? I'm sure that probably happens with most people. So mine has too, and also the kind of videos that I want to make are changing as well, and the way I want to edit videos. That's what I really like the the most. Like when I am sitting down in front of my Mac and I got all the footage and everything I need, and I'm just starting, rolling across the trackpad to start putting things together, have my headphones on. That's one of. I ain't saying it's my favorite thing to do, but it's damn up there. I like it. I like it a lot, and I really look forward to the day where I don't feel it as rushed to finish a project as I do. Sometimes I might take a day or two to edit, but that's about it. I'm not really working on anything long. It's boom, 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 boom. Get it out. Start working on the next one. But all the stuff up until, well, still now, is really kind of practice. Developing my style, my way, what I'm into. Let's see. We got any other questions? All right. Candace did good on her surgery yesterday. Well, that is good news. We wish you a speedy recovery, Candace. Okay, there was the trucking videos. Oh, YPO is officially with GP Truck. Congratulations, Oscar. I hope it works out for you. Advice for, definitely the guys that's starting here at GMP, or, I don't know, you guys that's been somewhere for a while can follow this advice too. Is you don't have to talk to your dispatcher every day. Okay, you don't. But you do want to have a very good working relationship with your dispatcher. Now, I'm not saying you need to, know his kids and send him a box of cookies or anything like that. But the way you have just a good relationship with your dispatcher, um, Don't be talking to him when y'all aggravated or expressing and bitching about, you can inform him of what's going on, but just kind of give him the facts. Kind of keep your emotions out of it as much as you can. Big thing though is you be dependable. If you need to know more about this, I've made a video on the 8 good work habits of truckers. You might want to go check that one out. But just do what you say you're going to do. As far as like delivering on time and not late, that should go without saying. If you get a load and you pick it up and you see you're not going to be able to deliver on time, send a Qualcomm message. That's really better than talking on the phone, because there's a record of it. There's no record of the phone call. I know they say we record calls. I'm not sure about that. I don't know how you hear those recorded calls, but a Qualcomm message, everybody can see that on either ends, inbox, outbox. That's a better way to do it. But just be dependable. Do what you say you're going to do. Start when you say you're going to start. Um, and try to run your clock out as much as you can that makes sense for the situation of the day. But for the guys starting with GMP, that's really, you do those things and they will run you. And whether, and let them know, okay, what's more important, time off or me making the most money possible? You got to pick one, okay? Because there's a little variation of it. Whichever one you pick, you're going to have more of than you would if you pick the other one. For an example, like if money is your main thing, you've been out of work for a little while, you need to have some comma checks for a few weeks. Well, you need to work off your 70-hour clock. So like your day off kind of thing there's going to be a rotation to it and everything. And you won't have the exact predictability of schedule and time off with that, but you're going to maximize your earning potential. And you're going to have between 2,500 and 3,000 miles for the week. Your rate of pay and the bonus, do the math on that. Or you may want to leave out Monday morning and be back, Friday sometime. And that's what's most important. So you have Friday night, all day Saturday, maybe even all day Sunday off to either work on another business that you may have, which is what I'm going to be doing, or, spending time with the wife, the kids, the husband, whatever you do your home time with. And the cool thing about here, anyway, I don't know, I can't speak for every other company out there. This channel is not reviewing all other trucking companies and never will it, because that don't interest me. I'm treated good here. Hey, that suits me. Um, Maybe one day I'll explore some other opportunities, but I think the opportunities I want to explore ain't, I don't know, another trucking company that may pay me a penny more a mile or give me another 100 miles a week. You know, I've got other goals. And it's to make movies. But here's what I'm thinking. I don't know if you guys saw that truck show video, but the video too when I was dancing with that girl with the little blue jean shorts and cowboy boots. I was talking to her the other day, and she does kind of like actressy type things. Like at the truck show, a lot of those booths have hot girls. They're hired because they're hot. And people want to migrate up to that booth to talk, and that's while she was there. But she's went on a couple like acting auditions or being an extra in something that's filmed there in Kentucky. And I think that's awesome. But I thought about it, and I do want to be in movies and TV. I have my whole life, and not necessarily to be like the hero. Like I can be a villain, or I don't know, the store clerk behind the counter. That's the cool things about movies and TVs. But I thought, one thing I don't want to do though, because I'm watching this show Barry. I think it's an HBO show about a hitman that wants to become an actor, and all the like auditionings and sending my headshots and these agents and all that. I don't think I want to do that. And like, well, some people say, well, that's part of the business. Well, for most people, it is. For Quentin Tarantino, it wasn't though. That was a video clerk that started writing like awesome freaking scripts and became a great director because he was a fan of movies. And I'm thinking, okay, make this Keep on Trucking movie. I'm an actor in it. It's great. Once it's done, the script's got to come first, though. Okay, let's not put the wagon ahead of the horse. Um, I've got something that I can show that I wrote, directed, filmed in, put together. I mean, not that it was all me, because there's definitely going to have to be some other people to help in this process. Well, I think once it's been done that way, people will come to you for projects, or you just do another project of your own, is what I'm thinking. Instead of trying to, I don't know, blow Harvey Weinstein or something to get in it, just make shit yourself. And that is the beautiful thing about technology, and also, like YouTube, as far as getting the start in digital cameras and great editing, software that's, on an affordable computer. I know things need to have a cinematic look and have good sound and all that, but all that's actually still affordable as well. So instead of thinking of all the reasons why it can't happen, I'm just going to focus on the reason it can. But this video is about to be over, guys, because I'm getting some ideas. I want to write some stuff down. But I'm going to check your comments first, and then we're over, people. But I appreciate all of you tuning in on this Friday. Hey, there's Buttermilk. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I look like my dad either, but everybody else does. The only we ever the only we ever had in common was in his trucking. Well, that's cool. My daddy was a truck driver. Well, not a truck driver like I am. Anyway, he was a mechanic in the military, so he drove some trucks with that. All I hear is I, me. Wow, just can't imagine why you got no lady. I've been trying to talk to you one on one for a year now. I give up. Troy? Saliva? I guess I've been overlooking yours. Uh, I don't know if you got something you really need to talk to me about. Don't give up. Like, I don't know, send me an email or something. Truckerjim@gptruck.com. But as far as me, I get it. And but I mean, it is my live stream. But ain't nothing wrong with a little solitude. I think most truck drivers can probably feel me on that. Good morning, Trucker Jim. Good to see you this morning. Well, thanks, Floyd. All right, here's the last one, the trucking version of The Room. I can't wait. Man, I'm drawing a blank on The Room. I think, is that one of those I can't remember. But anyway, appreciate you guys tuning in. I'll see you in the next episode. But I am out. Hopefully I'll be out of Kentucky and oh, I am. I've got to run up to Louisville after this. I just got my pre-plan and then headed to Greenville. Woo wee, that's gonna be tight to make. You'll have to tune into the next one to see if I make it. But everyone have a great weekend, and I'll see you in the next episode or next video or whatever's going on.